Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our September 2024 Village Board meeting. If you could please stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance with us, that would be wonderful. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'm going to look at the top of our agenda. It's available on the back table if you didn't get one yet. We're going to go to staff reports. We have an Altamont Fire Department report. Is there anything additional you want to mention?
No, I just sent it off to you guys, so you'll get it.
Okay, thank you. Police Department, no, Chief is not here this evening, so we're good. I know we've had some successful events that have happened since we last met in July. We did well through the fair. The traffic went pretty well. They had a successful week from what I could tell. Scottish Games, we got through that as well. And the police, so I thank the APD for doing such a great job of keeping us going and keeping the cars, going through and then checking the streets for all the residents. So we appreciate that. I think it went well. Public Works, I will speak for Larry Adams, our acting superintendent right now. We're still doing the brush pickup and in the bags. We do not start loose leaf pickup, usually to the end of October, towards the end of October, so that'll be coming soon. We'll have more of that date probably at our October meeting. They will be, I don't know the week, we talked about it last time, it got delayed. We have a paving group coming in to pave 3 additional streets and top off 3 that we did last year. It's supposed to happen the first week of September. We're sort of here, but I think maybe that means next week. So the guys will put out notices on doors, and they'll put out a nixle as well when that's going to happen. So we'll kind of have an idea when that's happening. So that's all I have for Public Works. Anybody have comments or questions about Public Works? Okay. So we have a public comment portion of our agenda right now. If you have a comment that you want to share with the board or a question, you can come on up to the microphone and just tell us who you are. You could, yep, absolutely.
Thank you.
Sure.
Paul Malecki from Albany, New York. Several of you may recognize me as the guy who keeps coming and talking about race cars. Just want to remind the board and all others who might be interested that we're coming up in 2 years of this month on the 100th anniversary of racing at the fairgrounds. And I've got some plans sort of in progress. Many things might happen, but I want to alert people to put that date and era in their minds so that they know things. So we have, I know for sure that there's going to be some sort of publication, whether it's going to be in print or media. It'll be Big Cars Come to a Small Town, the golden age of racing at the Altamont County Fairgrounds. We hope there'll be some street fairs or public events. I've been in contact with a friend of ours who's also into racing, and he says he could have a whole fleet of what they call cycle cars. They look like big race cars, but they're not, and they have a little lawnmower engine in the rear, and adults drive these things. I've talked to Jeremy Bay over at 1945, the hot rod shop over in Troy. We've said if we could find money, that we might actually build a car as they were built in the 1930s. We have the plans, and we turn it into a media production and everything else. Of course, we'll work with the village and the archives and all others of you who are interested. So things are very much flexible at this time, but the date is not.
Are you working, has the Altamont Fair themselves been brought into this at all yet?
Not yet
Okay.
for the 100th anniversary.
Yeah, I'm sure they would love that.
I've worked with them in the archives and gotten a lot of information in the past, and I know now more than most people would ever want to know about that.
Everyone's an expert. This is your area. Everybody has to be an expert in something.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So I thank you very much for your past
More to come.
cooperation, and we hope we'll be a part of this in 2 years.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
you.
We look forward to it. Anybody else have anything they want to share?
I have a question.
Sure.
Are the,
Oh,
are the Christmas lights from Albany coming to the fairgrounds this year?
I don't know I'm going to say the question just because people at home might wonder and they can't hear it. So the question is, are Christmas lights coming to the fairgrounds, the Albany, the Washington Park ones? I have not heard anything on that, actually.
Okay.
Well, you
We're
know,
hoping.
that would be fun. I don't know, so we'll have to see. You're right, I haven't heard a thing, so that's kind of odd, but maybe it'll kick up now, some of the, information. We'll find out.
thanks.
Thanks. Okay, I'm going to move on to the agenda on item number 1. So consider approval of treasurer's abstracts, number 4, 5, 6, and 7, and the transfer of funds as submitted. We've all had a chance to review the vouchers this month and sign off on them. Could I have a motion for that?
So moved.
John is first, and second,
I'll second.
Nick. And it's second, and roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor.
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine.
In favor. Item 2 is consider a salary increase of $3.70 per hour for Christopher Casey, Chief Wastewater Operator, effective August 1st, 2024. Annual salary will be $56,160. Christopher's been training in this position for the years that he's been here. He was under our previous chief operator, Nick Sala, who left us. And then he went to the final schooling, passed the state certification tests and all of that stuff. So that's why we're making this adjustment at this time. And it was effective as of August. So any questions? Are you good with that? Could I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Nick has got the motion.
second.
And Michelle's going to be second. And roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor.
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine.
In favor. Item 3, consider approving a one-time transfer from the general fund to the water fund in the amount of $61,000 for the 2023-24 fiscal year, per recommendation of Catherine Hasbrook, Treasurer. This payment will be used towards subsidizing the water wells debt scheduled to be paid off in 3 years. Now, Catherine, I think she might have gotten held up.
I was gonna say, can we table it?
Can we table it? Yeah, can we come back at the end to that? Because we had some questions, and we can still ask.
Try and answer.
Yeah, let's still table it, and then we'll come back to it at the end. How about that? All right, awesome. I'm going to move on to item number 4. Consider resignation of Michael Green, part-time police officer, effective September 12th, 2024. Officer Green is here, and we thank you for your time, many years with the Village of Altamont. We talked about that a few days ago, how he was here, came back, and he's taking on a new job down in Albany. And we wish you well, and we're sorry to see you go, because you've been a lot of help. But could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
John is first, and second,
I'll second.
Nick. And roll call, please.
I don't ever, like people leaving, so I don't,
Oh, you don't want us to do it? Okay.
no.
Roll call.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor.
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine.
In favor. And we've said this before, should it not work out and you decide, hey, this was a better job, please come back.
You can always come back.
I think we need to physically install a revolving door by the vestibule so people can just keep coming back.
We do, and we laugh up here about this. So the inside joke is that people retire from here, such as our chief, who couldn't be here tonight, or our treasurer that was here and retired, and everyone comes back. They all come back. You came back once, right? Did you? Oh, 4 times? See, you really do, yeah. So it's
They say fifth time's a charm.
5th time's a charm, yeah. We still wish you well, but. All right, moving on to item 5. Consider approval of membership applications from Samantha Cleveland, Altamont for driver, and Ian Fish Gilderland for firefighter, in the Altamont Fire Department per request of Paul Miller, Chief. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Michelle,
I'll second that.
and Nick is second. And roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor.
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine.
In favor.
I got a question.
Okay.
What with what she can, we just have drivers? I've never heard of that before in my life.
I mean, they're still firefighters, but they just want to drive.
So she still has to go through all the rigmarole,
Yep.
and then she just is gonna drive the fire truck? Thank you. I'm like, what? Why is there?
That's her skill set then.
Sign her
Okay,
up.
that's her skill set.
Michelle's thinking maybe
in.
she might want to
I
do
don't know why
that.
this bug is.
Yeah, he's
All
fine.
right, thank you, Paul.
Okay, item 6, I want to make sure I get down there. This was late coming to your packets. That is kind of my fault, but it was just that the meeting was so late that we had, the write-up was a lot. So it's in your packets. Consider approval of recommendations of the Altamont Guilderland Referral Committee regarding the review of the Town of Guilderland's draft comprehensive plan. For those of you who aren't aware or don't know, and you're at home, sorry, fly.
I know.
In 2006, the town and the village got together and enacted a local law on the town level that lets the Village of Altamont's review committee review any development. There's certain situations like subdivision, their comprehensive plan amendments, building a business, whatever, at 1,200 feet from our boundary or 1,200 feet from our utility, our water utility. So we don't, it doesn't come into play that often. The group meets maybe once a year, sometimes not even that, but we've had a couple of them this year. And the town is in their draft stages of their comprehensive plan. And they did a nice job putting together, it's a very large plan. We reviewed it under the lens of how does that affect our borders, not their whole plan, because, you know, we could do that as citizens and town residents ourselves, go to their meetings, but this was kind of how it affects our border and things like that. So there are recommendations in your document that we came up with. We felt, do you not have it?
Did you, was it in the packet or printed out?
It's in the office.
You know what? We probably had yours in the office because, hold on, I'm sorry, let me see, I'll grab. Yes, it was too late to send it electronically, but I'm gonna hand you mine if I can get my hand on it. Here. Do you have it there? All right, hold on. Oh, wait, here it is.
Who doesn't have it, both of them or just
Me,
one of them?
sorry. I'll just read
Oh,
it.
all
There
right.
you go. So you'll see that the recommendations below are what you're gonna look at. It's some zoning suggestions. The public hearing, I believe, I hope I get this right, is September 10th at the town. So if anybody in Altamont has comments on the plan itself, we have a copy in our village office that can be looked at. It's online, it's at the Guilderland Library, Guilderland Town Hall, so people can review the draft right now, as we did, and they're having their public hearing on it in about a week. So this gets our board, the committee reviews it, we come up with suggestions, the board then, you know, hopefully will approve what we put in there. So I thought the group came up with some good ideas. Some places we would like to see Altamont more inclusive in the document, just because we are residents of the town as well. So when they have things down like meeting with business, local leaders, business leaders, we want Altamont included. We think that's important. Talks about infrastructure, that's important. One of the biggest things in there that I really give, and I might not give you all the credit, Jimmy Abruzzi's, he was somehow involved with the committees or subcommittees, and he went out of his way to make sure they put something in their plan about interconnect emergency transmission water line to connect both of our districts, to make this a priority. They put it more in a way that they wanted as a feasibility study. The committee felt that we've done the groundwork in Altamont, we've had engineering on it, we did apply for grants on it. We don't want to do feasibility, we'd like to see it working with Gilliland to install, you know, this is our suggestion. We need to start where we ended and work with them on getting some funding. We're the only municipality not interconnected to another one, I think in Albany County. So if something should happen to our water, we have no emergency, you know, landing something. So we just want an emergency line. So that was the biggest thing we wanted included and reworked that. So could I get a motion? Have you?
Yep,
do you-
that's good.
So moved, Michelle, and second?
I'll second it.
John is second, and roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor?
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor?
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine?
In favor. I apologize for the wordiness. There was a lot of words there. Okay. Moving on number 7 is consider approving update to the Village of Altamont fee schedule. I was talking with our building and zoning administrator, Gary Goss, as he's wrapping up he's gonna be going to his new job soon, but he'll be for us kind of on inspections and things like that only. But he had suggested that he would be okay with lowering the annual fee that we have for the chicken licenses just to the $10. So the renewal fee, he feels everything's going well with those that have applied, and felt that was an okay thing, so that's.
So it's just the renewal that's changing now?
It's just the renewal, yep. So it's quite a reduction, so, okay. Can I have a motion, motion to accept that?
So moved?
Nick is first, And second,
I'll do it.
Michelle? Thought you were anti-chicken.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
And roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor?
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine.
In favor. Item 8 is consider request of Phil Carducci to hold a Fall Classic 5K Run Walk and Fall Craft Fair at Bozenkill Park on October 5th, and 16th Annual Runoff That Turkey Trot 5K on November 30th, 2024. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Michelle, and second,
I'll second it.
John? And roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor?
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine.
In favor. All right, item 9 is consider approval of board minutes for July 17th, 2024. Can I have a motion for that?
So moved.
John is first, and second,
I'll do it.
Michelle?
Yep.
And roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
In favor?
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor.
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine.
In favor. I'm going to go back right now to number 3
Yep.
for a minute. I think Catherine probably got held up tonight, I would imagine. And with the holiday, I was not able to talk to her yesterday, so let's see if we can figure this out. It says, consider approving the one-time transfer from the general fund to the water fund in the amount of $61,000 for the 2023-24 fiscal year. Per recommendation of Catherine Hasbrook, Treasurer, this payment will be used towards subsidizing the water wells debt schedule that gets paid off in 3 years, and that's a good news thing. I think we talked about this, so this closes off the 23-24 year. I understand the appropriated fund balance cash surplus that we put into the next year's budget is the 61. So, and this has happened every year. Let's start with that. So this happens where we always have this deficit because our rents that come in are not here by the time we have to close out the year. Does that make sense, I think? Am I right so far? Sort of?
Yes.
Okay. I want to make sure I'm saying this right.
Yes.
Okay. So, and in the past, we've done a loan and then paid back the loan in the following year.
Correct.
Why, can you explain it better than I can probably about why we do it this way? And Allison,
Close to the microphone.
yeah, you could, if you don't mind, that would be great.
Ooh, she's come to the microphone.
I apologize.
You can hear me when it's.
No, I should have thought of that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. I'll do my best to try to explain this with my conversations with Catherine. So yes, every year, the water, every year, I don't know for how long, but for a while, the water is falling short. It's showing a negative fund balance at the end of the fiscal year. A lot of that is because it's in the middle of collecting the water payments, and some of them haven't come in yet. However, this debt that was talked about in here, the bond payment, that's been around for almost, 20 years
Yes.
now? And when it was taken out, with the increase in salaries, increase in the cost of maintaining the water system, any of that, the rents we're getting no longer support paying both for operations and this debt.
Okay.
So Catherine is suggesting that so that we don't keep having to borrow, pay back, that we make this one-time transfer because it is going to be in the negative at this point. It's just not enough to cover both. She doesn't want to suggest raising water rents because the debt's going to be paid off in 3 years.
Right.
We did get quite a substantial amount higher than what was budgeted for the Albany County sales tax. So this is not going to be an impact to the taxpayers at all because this is revenue come in that we did not budget for, the increase in the sales tax. So instead of raising water rents, she wants to do a one-time transfer from the general fund to water.
Where we had, I think it was like a 600,000 expectation for sales tax.
And it was over 700.
It was over 7 and change.
Yes. Yep.
So,
So this is not paying back the 3-year thing. This
This
is paying
doesn't,
back the
it's
deficit.
gonna, right, it's going to subsidize paying that back. It's
And
not
then-
paying off the
so-
whole amount. It
Oh,
was
no.
it still will be 3 years before it's paid off.
right.
But
But
this
the
will
rents are
benefit
not
the
reaching,
exactly.
yeah.
Because expenses are out, they're going higher, and
Right.
again, that's just when we have a set amount of water that's collected, because it's the
Right,
formula.
and we don't
is the
want to
formula.
we don't want to raise the water rents, but then would also end up and raising the sewer rents because it's based off
Right.
of water.
And sewer was just raised like
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Or a year
Yeah.
ago, maybe, I forgot. A year ago, maybe, yeah.
Yes, so,
Okay.
yeah, to sum it up, she's saying to take the sum of the extra money that we got for sales tax, because it was over 100,000 more than was budgeted, and put it towards the, reducing the water debt, so we don't have to raise the rents.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, it does, instead of borrowing from the thing and paying.
Mm-hmm.
it is instead. Okay.
Any
You guys have
other,
questions,
any other
or-
questions?
It's just a way not to raise the rents.
Right,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
here we go.
no. So, historically, we have a deficit near the end of the fiscal year because we're in the process of collecting rents.
Mm-hmm,
And
correct.
historically, we've lent money from the general fund,
Mhm.
and then once the money comes in,
We pay it back.
we pay it back.
Correct.
And why don't we want to keep doing it that way?
Because now it's gotten to the point where it's so far in the negative, the rents are not going to cover it. Because of the price of everything going up and the increase in salaries, increase in cost of materials.
So it's,
We
So
could, but then
no.
again, it's gonna happen again next year, and it's gonna be even farther back, and then it's gonna happen again next year and be even
so
farther
that's
back.
what I'm trying to get at then. It's not a one-time issue. This is like the sewer fund, a structural issue where we're spending more than we're, like.
We have 3 years that we probably will have to do something similar for the next 3 years, because the bond will be paid off in 3 years. It
Right,
should even
and then,
out after that.
then the water rents will cover, so the water rents are not enough to cover both operations and paying this bond payment, is what I'm saying. So once the bond is gone, then the water rent should be enough to cover the operations of it.
So
So
don't
then we
raise the
won't
rents
have to keep
now.
doing that.
Right, we don't wanna raise the rents,
Surplus.
cause then we'll be making money, you know what I mean? Like, if we raise the
we're not supposed
rents,
to do.
and then the operations are gonna be less than what we're bringing in.
I guess my concern is every time we talk about this thing, when Catherine's here, is she likes, maybe it's you that reminds us that the idea was, once we were done paying off the water loans, we were gonna repurpose that money to the sewer loans, to be able to pay that off faster.
I don't think we can. I don't know that we can
I thought
use
that was something that I hear every time we talk about this.
water for sewer. You know, without her here, I thought each has to support, you
Yeah.
know, the controller's office wants them
Well,
to support their own.
And that's that would be my next question,
Yeah.
is it appropriate for sales tax money to pay for the water?
There is, we did consult Allison
Allison Phillips.
on this, and she did send us, I don't know, if you have that,
They sent
Mayor
something, or
Denine?
we just got an email sent to us
Okay.
from Catherine, talking about how.
I believe she
worked
sent it
with
to all
Allison on
board
this.
members, you may have gotten it from Catherine,
Yeah.
where it talks about and I forget which law, or which
It was
book it was
allowed by the law to
from.
do, take
Yeah.
a. take
But
a look
how
at
it is
Yeah.
legal, yes.
no,
It is legal, and it is,
Subject
and,
to permissive referendum, though. So there's the
correct,
30
right, it
days.
has to be, but it is something that can be done.
So this action that we're proposing has a permissive referendum?
Doesn't it? It's because it's taking from the reserve?
I think she did no, it just has to be a resolution, right?
Just the resolution?
Just a
All right.
resolution, yeah.
I'm sorry,
She didn't say that, so if you.
No,
need,
it's-
you can put it in there.
Yeah, I think it's just the resolution
Okay.
that's
So it's
required.
not coming from reserves.
you're right, it's not. That's,
No.
I misspoke. I'm sorry, I'm
So it's
thinking
not
reserves.
permissive
No,
referendum.
it's general fund.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, it's just a resolution that's required.
ignore me.
What's your thought process, Nick?
I don't know, because I'm,
Well, I'm trying to think if I'm missing something.
So, and the
No,
other
I'm just
reason,
trying to
and the other
understand
reason, just as far as timing goes, and again, it can be something like a loan to close out the year, if we want, rather do that, which is what we've done sometimes in the past, for right now. The timing is, we have to close out the year for the last budget and get the annual report done, so it has to be, something has to be done at this meeting to make that happen. I think Catherine was just trying to keep it at a level that, so next year it won't be a bigger deal, you know, since we
Right, right.
get the extra money
I
this
mean,
year.
I guess I'm fine with it, again, if we have to do something and it's not like it doesn't have a hole in our overall village finances.
No, it should not impact those, because we're using the extra.
Yeah, I
payment.
I guess I'm getting twitchy over the idea that it's a one-time issue when it's not, it's just
It's probably gonna, I'm just gonna guess that it might
Yeah.
be a 3-time issue. I mean, the
Right,
next 2 years,
but-
and it might just be a loan.
But it
Right,
should-
the
but
next
what you're
couple of
saying,
years
it's
could just be a loan.
Just
This
to be a
is
loan
just
that you pay back with
to
as soon as the
take to,
revenues come in.
mhm.
He's saying if we did it the way you're saying, then it wouldn't be as much of a deficit next year than it would have
Right.
been if we had borrowed.
Right.
And then you
Okay.
don't know what sales tax is next year.
Right.
I guess, I mean, I can email you guys separately. It would be
Yep.
good to see how big that gap is and how much it's been changing over the years,
Yep.
because there's the risk then that, yes, we don't have to pay the loan, so that's fine, but then still 6 months down the road, if we're still not covering the right expenses, it could catch up to us.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah, no, I
Because
understand.
at some
Yeah.
point, we were taking in enough money to pay our loan,
Yeah,
and now
But the
we're
expenses,
not,
yeah.
and it was close, and now
And-
we're not, and it's not close.
well, and you have to realize too, I mean, I think you guys all know this, but like salaries in the office, salaries in DPW are split between these funds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah.
every time we have a
But that's-
COLA, it takes more
But
from
that's my
that
point, though,
fund,
is
yeah.
that the loan payment has not gone up year over year.
No.
So all
We
the
have
other
a-
things are gonna continue to go up year over year.
True, yeah.
So I guess.
And
that'll
there's
be
other
the-
ways during the budget process, we can maybe look at that, look
Yeah.
at different salaries.
Well, I
look
think
at-
that's why she was saying there's gonna be more of a deficit each year.
Right, well, but
So
some
then how is
things,
this a one-time solution?
Well,
That's
I
where I'm
agree with
getting
you,
tweaky,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying, but
this is
So-
a solution for now.
This is an
yeah.
issue for fixing it now, and
Yep.
then that'll be your next, I guess, deep dive is to.
It would be during the next budget process
Mm-hmm.
in February.
Good, all right, thank you.
Okay, you're
All right,
welcome.
Thank you. Can I have a motion for that resolution, for number 3?
So moved?
Nick is number 1.
I'll be,
Second is Michelle. Michelle is second. And roll call, please.
Trustee Ganance?
in favor.
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor?
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine?
In favor. And now I'm going to jump back down to item number 10. This is a very exciting agenda item for us. Resolution, I'm going to read it first. Resolution to affirm Mayor Denine's appointment of Sandra Serafino as village trustee to the position vacated by the resignation of former trustee Tressa Matulowicz in accordance with New York Village Law 3-312-3B2 at a quarterly salary of $1,281.25. Sandra's here tonight, so we thank you for being ready to step up. We'll give you a round of applause. Yay. And that's Sandra. She's gonna wave like, you know. We're excited. Sandra has done lots of things in the village since they've moved here, actually. And I don't know, how long have you been here? It's like 5 years? Oh, okay. It was
I've lived in the village since 2011.
2011.
Tress's house.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We have, yes.
2011.
But you've been here a while, and you've worked with ACT as a Friends of ACT. She works with the parade committee and helps organize the parade committee with that group of people. She's a Navy veteran. She's now retired, mostly, I think. So we are thrilled to have her and you know, have her jump on board with us. Like Nick said, welcome to the circus sometime. But we're really excited to have you. So welcome again. Oh, I have to actually do a motion. Can I have a motion on that? Sorry about that. A motion to accept that.
So moved?
Nick is first and second.
I'll second it.
John. And can I have roll call, please?
Trustee Ganance?
In favor.
Trustee Farrakhan?
In favor?
Trustee Scally?
In favor.
Mayor Denine?
In favor. All right, I'm going to go to item number 11 unless you have anything else you want to talk about.
One quick announcement, just
Okay.
a reminder, next Wednesday, on September 11th, is the
Oh, yes.
annual ceremony outside the firehouse. Be there by 8:45.
Oh, I put 8:30 on the sign. Was I did,
That's all right.
I did
That's
the
all
wrong
right.
time? Okay.
8:30 is fine.
Okay. But be there by
Better
8:30.
early than late.
True, that's true. Yes, it's always, they do a nice job with that. I'm trying to think if there was anything else coming up. I don't think so. Could I have a motion to adjourn? Who did
So
it?
moved.
John?
Oh.
Okay, John. And second?
I'll second, because I know Michelle's against adjourning meetings.
Yes, that's true. And that is Nick, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No. Thank you for coming tonight. Have a good evening, and we'll see you back here in October.